There's 3 months left of 2023, like stating the obvious, but when you say it out loud, it's like, seriously? Where has the whole year went? 13 weeks left of the year. And for that reason, I decided to be a little bit more intentional with my training and nutrition and even body recomposition. I've been floating for the last 2.5 years, I would say. And what I mean by floating is just kind of sitting on maintenance, not really having any specific goals to do with training or like body composition. I was really just focusing on health. I had periods which I've been like up and down, sometimes wanting to start a fat loss phase, realizing like, no, maybe I don't. And there has been a bit of a barrier between me even going into a fat loss phase. And this isn't to say that you always have to have fitness goals or goals to do with your body composition. You don't always have to be cutting or bulking. You can simply be just enjoying eating good and training hard for the pure fact that it brings you enjoyment. And I think that's what I've been doing for a long time now. But I decided I want to end 2023 as the best version of myself, both physically and mentally. And because for a long period I have been focusing on my health and balancing my hormones and really prioritizing this, I had functional hypothalamic amenorrhea for 5 years, which means I didn't have my period for 5 years. And maybe this is something I'll talk about in more detail further down the line when I kind of wrap my head around it and put something concise on the steps I've taken to get it back. But at the moment, I am a little bit hesitant of doing anything that can potentially disturb my hormones. But I do want to finish the year with like the best version of myself and even setting myself a little challenge, and not to be too hard on myself, but there is no reason why I couldn't just put more focus into training and then tidying up my nutrition so that I'm feeling more confident in me. And I do enjoy it, and I think I can approach it from a much more healthier perspective, and it'd be interesting to see on how I can go into this challenge with having healed my relationship with food, my relationship with my body. So essentially, yeah, just kind of want to document it. I want to bring you along on this journey for the rest of the year. I've also started a new training program yesterday. It's a completely different split to what I've ever done before. So I'm very intrigued to see how my body is going to respond and adapt to my recovery levels, my strength levels, and the enjoyment of working out. Not gonna lie, I've gotten into a little bit of a route with training. I've been doing weight training for 8 years. I mean, maybe not properly and consistently when I started. The first 2 years or so have been such a trial and error and making every mistake under the sun. But essentially, when I first got into the gym, when I first stepped into the gym, was about 8 years ago. I've gotten into the route recently of like doing it just for the sake of ticking the boxes, and I don't think I'll ever give up weight training. Like the empowerment and strength that it gives me and the way it makes me feel internally, even outside of any other benefits that strength training has, it's incredible, and I'm never gonna give it up. But sometimes I feel not having a goal and just like floating and just like going in and just getting it ticked off can feel a little tedious almost. So I'm excited to start a new training program with a new focus, with a new split. It's going to bring me right up to the end of the year, and then tidying up my nutrition. I want to show you some strategies that I'll be taking on how to do it without even like going down the route of necessarily tracking all your calories or tracking your steps or tracking all these metrics or being restrictive with them, but how simple swaps in habits that you're already doing and tweaks in like daily routine and daily food choices can really make an impact on like how we feel, how we look, and whatnot. So today we're training pull and hamstrings. It's my first time doing this workout, my first time doing this split, so it'd be interesting to see. I want to bring you along. I am training at a very awkward time, a time that is like rush hour here. So basically anywhere between like 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. is like crazy in the gym, and it's literally 10 a.m. right now. But if I usually tend to push my workouts out to maybe like 4 p.m. if I can't get into the gym before 8 a.m. But today my whole afternoon and evening is like back-to-back calls, so like it's not gonna happen if I don't go now. So I'm gonna try my best to record the session without like getting into people's ways or people getting into my way. I've taken my progress photos and videos, which I'm gonna insert here, which I haven't done in weeks. I haven't been really focusing as such on changing my body. My body has changed a lot over the last few months, and since coming to Bali, I came with the mindset of I want my body to be a representation of how I eat and train, and not using food and training to necessarily change my body. And I still live by that. I still want my body to be a reflection of like my daily habits and routine, and not necessarily doing anything that's like detrimental to my well-being and health. But like I said, you can make small tweaks in your daily habits that can actually impact you massively in terms of health, physique and fitness. So this is what I am going to be doing. Being totally honest, like I wasn't too pleased about those progress videos and progress photos. I know that I'm holding on to some extra body fat that I would like to potentially strip off, but I'm also okay with that. I'm not upset about it. I'm not changing from a place of like insecurity or hatred towards my body. I'm understanding that my body is holding on to extra fat because I've been prioritizing going out for dinner and drinks with my friends and enjoying life, and not really paying attention to the quantity of food that I am consuming. Yes, still really prioritizing nutrition, nutritious whole foods, protein. This is like an automatic part of my life now. So yeah, this is just a starting point for me. I want something to measure my progress off against. I want to see where I'm gonna be in the next few weeks, and how I can push my body by simply making just smarter choices. And I'm going prioritizing my hormonal health, my well-being, my overall health. That is still my number one priority. Traveling, being able to go out and eat with friends, it's still my number one priority. And I believe that I can really do it with balance. I do think there is some like compromise and sacrifice needed when you're looking to drop body fat, especially. Yes, like if you continue doing the same thing, you can't expect a different result. But my priorities aren't too focused on, I don't know, seeing drastic changes. It's just for me to feel more comfortable in my own body. And when I have a goal and I'm being more rigid with my nutrition, with my training, with my overall routine, that translates into other areas of life. And I'm also more focused on, say, work, and just less distractions, narrow vision in all areas of life, not just like my fitness and health. So I'm excited for that as well, just to put a little bit more focus on that. So now let me shut the fuck up and actually go and train before I don't get this session done, and let me bring you along. All right, this is what we're wearing today. I have women's best shorts, and this is Be Able sports bra, and then we have Converse. It's very rare for me to wear shoes. Even to the gym, I've been wearing socks and sliders, but I do love working in Converse. It's just like that flat sole when I'm doing anything like deadlifts. It's just the best. So yes, this is the outfit. I am actually running out of gym clothes over here. So if you are thinking of coming to Bali for like longer term, make sure that you stock up on clothes, because you can't get stuff delivered. Well, you can, but it's gonna take like 2 months for it to come. Not really sure why, but essentially it's impossible to get stuff delivered here, and there isn't really any shops with proper gym wear. So I am running out, and I've been wearing the same stuff over and over and again, which I'm not exactly happy about. So I am excited to actually get some new bits. Maybe somebody coming over in the next, well, from Ireland or the UK that wants to ship out some bits to me. That'd be amazing. But yeah, let's go freaking train. Before starting any workout, I do a 5 to 8 minute warm up. Usually if I'm cold walking into the gym, which is absolutely not the case here in Bali, but usually I would jump on a treadmill or a bike for 5 minutes to raise my body temperature, and then I'm just using a band doing some shoulder dislocators and pull aparts to loosen out my joints and prepare myself for the workout. First exercise I'm jumping into are assisted pull-ups, and I'm doing 3 sets until failure. Are pull-ups the exercise to grow your back? Maybe not, but I'm so stubborn at getting better at them that they're definitely staying in my program. So the key here is to bring the chest up to the bar and then drive the elbows in your back pockets and contract that scapula. They're freaking hard, guys, but we keep practicing, keep getting better. Then we are moving on to barbell bent over rows. I honestly didn't have them in my program in months. Feels good to have them back. So I'm using an underhand grip, which targets my lats more. And I'm doing 3 sets here as well. First 2 sets are 6 to 8. And then for my last set, I drop the weight and do 10 to 15 reps. Then we have the lat pull down. This is one of my favorite back exercises. It just engages so well with me, and I'm using a neutral grip, which means my palms are facing inwards. My chest is up and I'm driving my elbows in my back pockets, just like with the pull-ups. And look at how my last 1 to 2 reps are looking. I'm really struggling, and they look completely different to my first few reps, and this is how you know you're lifting heavy enough. Moving on to a unilateral movement, so single arm rows using a cable machine here. It's a half kneeling stance, and I'm pulling with my back, and look how close my elbow is to my body. Again, I'm driving that elbow in my back pocket. So with any pulling movements, when you're training back, think of just driving that elbow into your hip, into your back pocket. And as I pull, I'm squeezing my shoulder blades together. Here I'm doing 3 sets of 8 to 10 reps on each side, and I'm giving myself 60 to 90 seconds rest in between sets. This is my usual rest time for most of the exercises. The last back exercise of this workout is a cable pull through, so slightly bend the knees, slightly bend over, and look how stable my body is. I'm essentially performing the movement only by driving my elbows behind me. Again, squeezing those shoulder blades, giving a little pause once the rope is close to my body, and controlling the movement with each rep. Now to target my hamstrings, the first exercise that I'm doing is a B-stance Romanian deadlift, and I'm using a rowing machine here simply because it's really easy to load and set up. But secondly, it really connects well with me. Also, this exercise that I've discovered not that long ago, I would say maybe a few months ago, has been a game changer for growing my hamstrings and even targeting my glutes. So one foot is in front of me, the other one is behind, and I am pushing my hips back as far as I can. So instead of thinking of just bringing your chest down to the ground, you're thinking of driving those hips and glutes back until your chest is almost parallel to the ground. Then we are moving on to the lying hamstring curl. So my hips are literally digging and glued into that seat. I do not want to see my hips lifting up as I'm curling my leg towards my glutes. This really isolates my hamstrings. The focus here is not to lift as heavy as possible, but to focus on mind to muscle connection. I really want to be thinking about those hamstrings getting fired up. I've done 2 sets of 12 to 15 reps. And to finish my workout, I ended up with a short, brisk uphill walk on the treadmill while just doing some admin and cooling down the nervous system. So we have a post-workout meal of choice, sauté veggies, beans and carrot, then boiled rice, and then steamed fish. And this cost me under €4. So this is like the only local place that I eat at. The food is super fresh. It's always super busy, so the food like kind of turns over. Although it's like a
buffet style and it's already cooked. And it's really, really fresh. And I've been eating here for like the last 5 months. Yeah, super fresh, healthy, high protein, about to dig in after an insane workout.
This was a very enjoyable session, if I do say so myself. I loved the split. I really enjoyed yesterday's workout as well, which was glutes and delts. Today we had pull and hamstrings. So I have 2 weight sessions left, and they are lower and upper. So full lower, full upper, and I'm also going to add in an activity. So I really want to be consistent with paddle. I enjoy it, I really love it. The only thing is, it's really hard to get a court booked, and I actually found a partner who's gonna do it with me. So I met a girl a couple of days ago, and she's willing to like commit to doing paddle once a week as well. But we even tried to book it for this week, and it's just booked out. The only times there is 10 p.m. I honestly don't fancy playing paddle for like an hour and a half at 10 p.m. I'm in bed, I'm a granny, okay? Way too late for me. So I'm just like, don't really know what to do about it, but if I'm committing to it, I suppose I could just book in advance. So instead, this week we decided to go to spin. And this is gonna be like an activity outside of the gym. I still want to keep my workouts to 4 workouts per week because I find my recovery is really good. And this also allows me to fit them into my schedule nicely. And it means that if anything else comes up, such as like somebody suggests we go on a hike or go away for the weekend, or, you know, like Nicole said, to do spin this week, it still gives me time to be able to fit those things in, and 4 workouts is plenty for myself in order to see the adaptations and the results that I do want. So yeah, 2 down, 2 to go, and we have spin tomorrow, so that's exciting. I am about to jump into the pool outside to cool myself down, and then diving straight into work. Busy afternoon, and hope you enjoyed this, and we shall see you in the next video.